I'm Darren, I'm from Movie Reviews 101 and the Talking Stars podcast. Today, we're going to talk about The Greatest Showman. Directed by Michael Gracie and starring Hugh Jackman, Michelle Williams, Zac Efron, Zaydana, and Rebecca Ferguson. And this follows the story of P.T. Barnum, who comes from rags to riches. As such, when he starts as a poor tailorman's boy, who has to then work his way up to want to become an entertainer. And to do that, he risks everything, including his love with his wife Charity, who has come from money. And he starts his own sort of rejected society people show. Back then, probably called a freak show, unfair, but they weren't accepted. We have things like the Bearded Woman, Dog Boy, even like dwarfs and giants, and there's a few others in there as well. But he puts the spotlight on them and he starts to make a lot of money. But he isn't happy with that, and we see how his obsession drives his ideas to the next levels. But let's get to the thumbs up moments, because we like these. They're the good bits in this movie, and that is the catchy song and dance numbers. The main songs are This Is Me, which is the one that's getting a lot of Oscar buzz and awards already. Well, nominations, maybe not the actual awards yet. Rewrite the Stars and Million Dreams. They're the standout songs in this movie, and I feel they are probably the three best. I'm quite happy to disagree with anyone who wants to say differently. Next up, we know that Hugh Jackman is born to perform. He is a singer, a dancer, on Tony's, fantastic in Les Mis. We want to see him sing and dance sometimes, not necessarily just slice and dice people left, right and centre. This was perfect for him, but he isn't the only one this is perfect for. The other one is actually Zac Efron. We know he's been going through a few edgy comedies. Some have been, but this puts him back to where he came from with his High School Musical. He shows that he can actually perform in the singing roles. And the final one is, there is a scene stealer in this movie that isn't on the big names, and that is Keely Seatle, and she is Letty Lutz, or the Bearded Lady. She has all of the best singing, but she is the main singer in This Is Me. She's one of the faces of the group when they become something, and I feel that's really important. And she stands toe to toe with any of the performers in the singing side of things. But from ups, we go downs to the thumbs down. There is some terrible moments of CGI in this movie. Usually just backdrops, but you could almost see them quite laughably bad, which is a big takeout from the movie. Next up, I feel there's timeline missing. Like, we understand from kid to adult, fair enough. But then we have married, pregnant, kids, and then suddenly everything happens. It's like, oh, so the kids don't seem to have got older, but you're suddenly a success. And it got a bit confusing. The only reference of time I had in this whole movie is the fact that Queen Victoria is in it, and she's, I want to say, in her 40s, maybe 30s in it. So we're looking at the mid to late 1800s, but that could be wrong. That is, most of this is by the fact that the biopic side of the story isn't that well told. We've heard. If you want to learn more about him, you have to read. And from what I understand, from what other people said, is this isn't who P.T. Barnum really was. This is a show version of who he could be, which is fine, because this could be just a plain non-biopic movie about accepting people into the world. Fair enough. I think there is a lot of this side of it that we could see a lot more of, and we don't get any real information at the end, which also disappoints, because I don't really know the next chapter of the story, who he is. Outside of America, I'd never heard of him. Sorry. There was another thing that really annoyed me, and that is the best line from the trailer. It's not seemingly in the movie unless I blinked and missed it. And that is the line where it says, "No one ever made a difference by being like everyone else." I don't remember seeing that in the film, and I was not happy, because I felt that was the most important line of the trailer. But that's me, nitpicking as always. But overall, I found this to be an entertaining musical about someone who tried to make a difference when nobody else would do it. There is deep meaning at times, and the songs are good, the dancing, it's a lot of fun, but the timeline really sucks a lot of life out of this movie for me, because I wanted to know where we were and how long this was going on before they reached that level, or things went this or that. It was, nothing really got told that way. Saying that, I was happy with just the singing and dancing, so I'm going to stick with 4 star out of 5, because hey, I can get away with a good musical every now and then. We don't get many, so let's appreciate the ones we do get. If you've seen The Greatest Showman, let me know what you think of that movie, and hopefully we can agree on some things, disagree, and have proper conversation about the others. But until next time, I hope you come back for more reviews, but I'm out. I tip my hat.